Today is week 10, day 4. And this week we have been working on figuring out what is fantasy and reality. And it's important that we know how to tell the difference because sometimes we might go to the library and we might pick up a book. We might not be sure what it is, and we might start reading it. And it's important to know what's fantasy, not real, and what's reality, real, so that we can pick the right book from the library. And so today we're kind of learning how to tell a difference. How, if you're not sure which section of the library you're in and you pick up a book, how you can tell. And the instructions say, think about what in the passage could happen and what is fantasy. So fantasy is what couldn't happen. Use the visualization strategy where you make a mental picture of what you read in your head. This says yummy clouds. The clock showed 3:58. Marco ran outside and gazed at the sky. Sure enough, clouds were gathering and blocking the sun. Clouds built up every Saturday at exactly this time. It was springtime, so the clouds were shaded in purple and orange. At 4 o'clock, the clouds ripped open like bags. Marco smiled and held up his hands. So can all this stuff happen so far? Can clouds build up? And especially in the springtime, can clouds be purple and orange? Yes, they could, right? Because at sunset, I've seen them purple and orange. And the clouds ripped open like bags. Well, maybe somebody could think they look like that. Sometimes writers compare things to other things to help us visualize them. But it sounds a little funny way to visualize it. But then it says Marco smiled and held up his hands. Oh, listen to this line. Grape and cherry lollipops tumbled from the sky. Does that happen? Have you ever been outside when clouds looked like bags and they opened up and lollipops fell from the sky? Marco stuffed his pockets with the treats. He liked the clouds in springtime. The polka-dotted clouds of summer were good too. Okay, now I have never seen a polka-dotted cloud. How about you? They tossed out blue, pink, and yellow jelly beans. Is that true? In the fall, the clouds that gathered were deep red. Catching the long ropes of licorice was not easy. Dark brown clouds formed on Saturdays in the winter. Marco could almost smell the chocolate before it spilled out. Marco really loved living in Candyland. Oh my. There was a bunch of stuff in here that could not happen, right? If you read a book and it sounds like this, are you reading a fantasy book or a reality book? Real reality means real, and fantasy means make believe, and it couldn't happen. Which one can really happen? Clouds rip open like bags. Chocolate can come from clouds. A boy can gaze at the sky, or clouds can hold candy. There's only one thing here that could really happen. Which one is fantasy? A, clouds form in the spring. B, a boy watches the clouds. C, clouds block the sun. Or Summer clouds are polka dotted. So in this choice, there's only one that is make-believe or fantasy. So which one couldn't really happen? Number 3, what is make-believe about candy? A, lollipops come in different flavors. B, candy comes in colors. C, chocolate is candy. Or D, licorice comes from red clouds. What is make-believe about candy? Because candy is a real thing, isn't it? You can go and buy candy at the grocery store, but where do you not find candy? Which event shows the story is fantasy? A, the clock shows 3:53. Can a clock show 3:53? Clouds are colored in purple or orange. Clouds gather in the afternoon. Marco holds his hands up to the sky. So I guess that there's really just one choice, isn't there? I was thinking at the beginning of the story that I have seen purple and orange clouds at sunset, but this says the clouds are colored in purple and orange. And that seems like that would be the most fantasy thing there, because boys can hold their hands up to the sky. Clouds can gather in the afternoon, and the clock can show that time, right? So clouds are colored in purple and orange. Maybe the same cloud as maybe it's stripes or something. Okay. Describe the clouds you visualized to a partner. When you were thinking about it, what picture did you make in your mind?